Ange, will you ever stop mewing?
Stop mewing? Never. Alphas don't stop, mate.
My bitch play better, my wrist like the motherfucker better. Fish parquet, I smoke on the face green.
Taste the biscuit, taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce, taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.
Welcome into this, whatever this is. Me and Elijah from Too Much of E are hanging out, chatting a little business on what is Tottenham Hotspur's deadline day. The deadline is today, and I believe it's over now. So that's it. I think. What time is it in the UK? Is it
Yes,
past the deadline
11:25.
Okay.
So we have 35.
How are you doing, man? Do you want to tell me something, or should I?
I'm very good, man.
Maybe
wait,
I tell
is
you.
that something that? Oh, you got something to tell me?
I do. Well, the world already knows.
Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something. Wait. Wait. No. Wait. What did you want to tell me?
I'll tell you something. I'm here.
Let me tell you something.
Well, that wasn't as good as Burnley's announcement video for Marcus Edwards, but we move. I like it. What do you think? Initial thoughts real quick from you before we say hello to the chat and really get the show going. But what's your initial thoughts? For me, I'm pretty excited about Mathys Tell. I don't know how you say his first name, but I'm going to say Mathys. Mathys? How do you say his first name?
I'm pretty sure it's Mathys Tell. But I'm very happy, man. I'm very happy for Spurs. You know, front office has been busy, made some signings, and we're ready to compete for the title, man. I ain't gonna lie, we ready. We done
title?
What we needed to do.
Sorry.
Oh, my bad. We're talking about Tottenham. We're not talking about the San Antonio Spurs, the best NBA franchise in Texas. The best franchise in Texas.
Normally, I'd try and rebuttal that, but after what's happened with Dallas Mavericks, they deserve every bit of shame and dishonor.
Aaron Fox is now.
You know, I thought I could go one day without thinking about Luka Doncic being traded away from my. But here we are.
Is now here, and I'm gonna come like the Undertaker. We gonna be here. We only like 4 or 5 games out the play-in. We in the playoffs this year. Guess who ain't gonna be in the playoffs? The Dallas Mavericks. Hold that.
They deserve it. They don't deserve to be in any conversation of anything. I don't.
Yeah.
If you want to know my true emotions of how I feel, I was on Sarcasm City last night. He did an NBA courtside commentary, and for some reason he asked me to join, and it was just a lot of screaming, yelling, interrupting people, then yelling at them, telling people to shut up. I can hear happiness in your voice, those kinds of things. So really, I'm kind of the wham wham brigade for the NBA, if that works. I don't know if it does.
Well, I'm glad.
But anyway,
one of my Spurs are doing well, man. We gonna be
back to the actual Spurs. I ain't talking about no Spurs on the heel which you're kicking a horse with. I'm talking about Tottenham Hotspur in 17. Fucking San Antonio. You know how actually I like San Antonio. I can't talk shit on the city because actually every time I've gone there, it's a good time. It don't look that great. It looks like not good, but it's a good time. It's a good time. But fuck you and the Spurs and all this shit. Y'all got De'Aaron Fox. I understand, but I don't want to talk about basketball ever again in my life. I think if I never talk about it again, that'll be fantastic. So, what are your initial thoughts on you? Really threw me off. I can't lie. I was like, I had a whole little rotation I was gonna run through, and then you're like, oh, you're not. And then you made me think about basketball. Now I have a visual burnt in my eyes of Luka throwing up the LA sign, and it makes me sick. Makes me sick.
Oh, you love to see it, man. Big up the Spurs every time. Both Spurs, Tottenham and the San Antonio Spurs. But in terms of actually Mathys Tell in it, I don't know what to think of him. I'm gonna be real. We have a forward. I've heard people say he's this, he's that. I'm not gonna make any assessments of him until I actually see him play because I haven't seen him play. I've watched Bayern a decent amount, and he hasn't played. So I don't know what to think of him. I'm happy he's in the door though because we needed a forward, and surely he's better than Brendan Johnson and Timo Werner. So it's an upgrade nonetheless.
There's a few things that I actually really like about him as a player. I think he's got the athleticism, the pace, and the power that you will need to be better than the aforementioned names. But I know sometimes his striking and maybe his passing leave a little bit to be desired, at least from the consensus that I'm gathering from Twitter experts and those the sofa chair, whatever they call them, the armchair analysts. But to me, this system doesn't require you to be this fantastic striker of the ball. All you got to do is just be in the right place, do the right things, and the goals will happen. I mean, look at Brendan Johnson. He's got double goals for a reason, and it's not because I think that he's a prolific footballer anyway. But look, we were talking earlier, and I was like, I should text him, but you know what? Ange got me in a special type of mood. I'm gonna call you. I ain't gonna text you. I'm gonna call you, because you know what? There's something about that Ange call when that phone ring and Ange Postecoglou is the one calling. You know what? So far, it's a perfect record.
Then? So are you basically my Ange then? Would you call?
I recruited you to the show. You were like, I was like, what are you doing? I hit you with the WYD or the U up at 2:30 in the morning. Just to see what's up, you know. You trying to taste the biscuit.
By the way, it's not
the
a
biscuit of the
recording.
deadline day.
No, it's not a recording. We're just on such a good wavelength that it is what it is. But
yeah. Let me say hello to the chat real quick before we keep on going. Hansi G's in the house. He's got his kangaroo. I got my kangaroo. Angel's special phone call. Hey, when he calls you, it's like the hotline bling, and I ain't talking about Canadian Schmieder Smiles. But big up Hansi G. He can seduce anyone over the phone. That's what I said. Don't let him call your wife, because guess what? All he's got to say is one word per Jordan. You already know. Member for 1 month, but he's here all the time for more than just 1 month, and he says mate. And I'll be honest, anytime I see this word, it used to trigger me for a while when we were just losing and losing and losing. But today, I feel like mate, the word mate has made a return. You know, I feel good again when I see the word mate. I can't lie. So thank you, Jordan. And you know, there's actually there's a photo that I wanted to share. Where is it? Where is that? Because Twitter has been on fire today. I'll be honest. There it is. Let's see. I'm gonna show you here.
Okay.
Let me show you here. So it says.
Oh, is this what we're
Is Levy says, please, Mathys, join my club. Shut your goofy ass up, bald bitch. Thinks that I want him. Ange pulls up, says, mate, yes, big Ange. Glory to Tottenham Hotspur.
No,
Hallelujah.
This nasty. Nasty.
What do you mean? What narrative? You're the second person today to say that's a narrative.
The way, no, I mean in the way the Twitter fucking thing is, bro. That's man just pulls up and says, mate, I'm here. I don't deny that the phone call happened. It's just the way the shit is set up is funny. I ain't gonna lie.
There was something that what was I saying? And it was some group chat where I was like, all it takes, you know, this guy denies us one day, agrees with United the next day, and then the day after that, Ange called him up and everything changes for him. Interesting. But I'm told he's naive and he's foolish and he's this and he's that. And all it takes is one phone call, mate. And then someone was like, yeah, they just didn't want to pay the $5 million loan fee or whatever. And I was like, don't believe everything you read. Only believe the things that correlate with how you feel. Because
okay, so you went philosophical on it, basically.
Well, it was more sarcastic, intentionally sarcastic, because that's, I feel like, what everybody does, but it's stupid, and you should not allow yourself to only believe the things that correlate with what you want. But I lean into these things, as you well know, and I just said, fuck that. I ain't listening to nothing. I'm just going to go with the thing that directly correlates with how I feel, like everyone else. And this is all it takes is Ange, one phone call, one word, and this motherfucker boarding a flight. He says, how soon can we get wheels up?
Hey, look, fair enough, man. I ain't gonna lie. If it is true that all it took was Ange to talk to him for a while and he's big souled, then props to Ange for that, man. I can't.
Well, you know, don't just take my word for it. Take Paul O'Keefe's. Says, seems we'll have something to talk about after all on Last Word on Spurs. No other club like it. They say, United offered a straight loan and got rejected. What did we do that was different? Was that last? Could you read that last part for me there, Elijah? My eyes are failing me. What's that say?
Yeah,
it
says Paul O'Keefe. That's what it says.
No, underneath that.
At P O'Keefe.
Oh, you and then after that.
Oh no, it says Ange Postecoglou.
Oh, so what did we do that was different? Was what exactly?
He did Ange Postecoglou. I guess maybe they're into Diddy parties over there. I don't know, man, but
I'm gonna say lucky you, and lucky me that Jonathan G's been here for 2 months. Big up, Jonathan. Says, mate, Tottenham have their sack back, and I don't know what happened to my camera, but my camera's definitely got to get its sack back. Tottenham are getting their sack back, and I'm feeling revitalized and rejuvenated.
I'm gonna get my sack back. I'm gonna get my sack back, dude.
You probably would hurt me.
You probably will hurt me. Big up Chang, a member for 16 months, says hit the like button and Spurs beat Pool on Thursday. Big up Chang, member for 16 months. That's a long time, baby. And I'm gonna be honest, that's pretty special. That shit means something to me. Thank you for being here. That's how I feel when I see Chang's name in the chat. I don't know what's going on with my camera here, but thank you for the membership chat. Let me real quick also say before we keep saying hello to the chat, this is live streamed on my channel as well as Too Much of E, which is in the title of this. If you're on United Spurs of America, it's in the title. So do me a favor, click that thing that's in blue. It'll take you on over to his channel, and I want to personally be the escort, help be a part of the triage of motherfuckers helping this man as much as we can to get him to that elusive 1K. Because, you know, when you start doing something that makes you money, then guess what? You start doing a little bit more. And then you start figuring out, how can I get better at this? How can I do more? And most people do that. For me, I stay at the same deteriorated level, and I like to just keep it there because then the expectations are minuscule at best. But do me a favor, make sure you go subscribe to his channel, and then if you whatever channel you are watching on, make sure you go like and subscribe on both the channels. But thank you, Chang, for that membership chat. Let's see who we got here in the house. Hansi G's here. We got Rowan's in the house. He's so happy, can't wait for time will tell indeed. You did tell us, Mr. Potato. We are so back. You already know. And that does remind me, over on United Spurs of America, there is a poll in the chat. So get your votes in. Thoughts on this Tell deal. Right now, 62% says we are so back, mate. Ange is the X factor. And oh, how great it is. And then also we've got 15% that says this changes nothing. Wham, wham. Where do you think? Does this signing, does it change anything? I know it's not going to have the same domino effect that we saw with Luka Doncic, but you know, it could have some kind of an effect, like players want to come here again, because we were getting turned down more than the damn balloon contest. You know them. I'm not up to speed with all the like latest shit going on with all the kids, but there's that thing where they pop the balloon. It's like a dating show, I think. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, to be fair.
Well,
I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch it.
Well, I've only seen like the clips that trickle onto Twitter, and I'll be honest, that's what it feels like when we just walked in and a bunch of people just popped the balloons. They said, "Fuck this." Until he popped his balloon, but what he didn't know is we brought him an extra just in case he changed his mind. So isn't that so great? Big up to you, Mr. Potato.
Probably, I don't know. He popped it, but he popped it so we'd be the first to talk to him, or for Ange to be the first to talk to him. There we go. Since that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? I did see a clip of that one time where there was only one girl who popped her balloon, and it's because she wanted him, so she wanted to be the first to talk to him. I was like, hey,
maybe okay. I didn't know that. That's a cool update. So I'm gonna go with the narrative that's exactly what he did. I was saying we were the sad sacks who knew we'd get denied at first glance, but like the nice guy, you know, you may have passed us over one time, but maybe not the second time. And you know,
get ran through by other clubs like João Felix, isn't it?
Oh shit! That man can't stay loyal to his club. His girl can't stay loyal to him. Shout out Pedro Porro. But you know about that, right? Pedro Porro got that. He said, "What's up?"
I didn't know it was Porro, but I knew some football player tapped that ass. Like, you know,
it was Pedro Porro. So that's why when we signed him, I just it's a good narrative. It's one of those fun little narratives I like to run with.
Yeah.
Big up Lazy 8, Nick in the house, up to Spud, Marshall's here. Big up everyone. Hello. I do find it funny that Levy, the famous negotiator, failed, but not Ange. Well, again, it's a simple formula. All right.
Ange, will you ever stop mewing?
Stop mewing? Never. Alphas don't stop, mate.
Just remember, alphas never stop, mate. All right. We get on that phone and we get that target. Big up to you as well, Lazy. Technically, if the current top 4 lose all their next league matches and we win every single one of ours, the quad. But I don't know. I'm just going to go with the treble. I'm fine giving up the Premier League to whoever wants that. I'm going to say we're getting the treble. Fuck it all. It's official. Great. Now it is official. We've officially. He's going to wear the number 11 that I saw. And who do you associate with the number 11 in Tottenham?
Isn't that Gareth Bale's number?
It was originally 3.
It was originally
and then
3,
it was,
but that wasn't prime Bale at Tottenham, isn't it? So
no. And then Bale went to Madrid and he was number 11 as well.
He was number 11 there too. Yeah, number 11 is pretty much Gareth Bale, to be honest. Yeah, that's the guy. No cap.
You don't think of Brian Hill?
Nah, he's better in La Liga. He never really.
You don't think of Lamela? He won a Puskas wearing the number 11.
Yeah, but it doesn't equate to like 4 Champions Leagues and yeah, so
yeah, well, I mean that's one way to look at it. Shoshi's in the house. Big up Shoshi. Eugene, hello Eugene. Big up to Chang every single time. Jonathan's well, look at that. This is members chatting right there. Taste the biscuit. You already know we tasting the biscuit tonight, baby. Chill Music says Mathys Tell is one of the best generational talents, and he is at Tottenham. You're not the only one who feels that way. I actually have a tweet saved about that because, I mean, it could be a little outlandish, or it could be completely true, and I want it to be true. So I'm gonna go with that. 3 signings. Yeah, Materio. We materialized that out of nothing. How do you like that? Eugene, wait, did you revoke my membership? No, I didn't. It just ran out and you didn't renew. But it's okay. You don't have to. You're a member in my heart. How about that? Big up Ronaldo over there on Elijah's channel. Big up Ronaldo. I don't know how to say these.
I just it's Czech Republic. But
okay.
Yeah, I just call him Ronaldo, man. That's my guy.
Oh, Czech Republic.
I'll be replying. I'll be replying to a lot of my guys. So if you see me comment, it's because I'm replying to my guys in chat, man.
Okay.
I'm a bit biased like that.
You playing the sides like that? That's crazy. But it's understandable.
It's like on YouTube. Uncomfortable conversation.
어떻게 보면 자, 이번엔
저 궁금해요. 클럽셉스키?
I missed a couple sponsors here. Yanis Rubelis, always great to see you, Yanis. Member for 13 whole months. That's a year plus a month. That's beautiful. Says big up all. Ange is the man again. This is the thing about alphas. You never stop being the man. It's just people don't put the respect on your name like they should. And United can hold that. Can absolutely hold that. Lazy 8, big up with the first super chat of the day. Says, yes, new signings appease some fans and quite some press, but the most important effect of new blood will be on our worn out squad. And that's a good point, Lazy 8, because honestly, like I was talking to Paul on the phone a little bit, you know, he's kind of saying, well, this is good, right? Like that's a good thing. And I said, yeah, like I like the signings that we've did. I don't have any problem with any of the signings that we've done. The only thing that I don't like is the timing of it. Now, maybe some of that's due to clubs not wanting to sell players at a certain time. But even if you just do the Danso deal, that center back, I think you might see us actually get a result or some points versus Everton or Leicester or both. The Mathys Tell thing, I always kind of figured that kind of a deal where they're not 100% sold and it takes a little convincing. That stuff usually takes a little bit of time. So I'm not surprised that it is...
Yeah,
I don't know what I was saying because I saw this.
I'm glad we got the people in the. Oh wow, Bell regen. Yeah, God. But yeah, I'm glad we got some people through the door, man. Again, I haven't seen Danso, I haven't seen Tell. I ain't really seen any of them. So I hope they come in and they prove to be everything that I don't think they are. But again, I'm basing it pure off guess. I'm just guessing. So hopefully they come in and they're cooking for it. Especially since we have a buyout clause now on Tell. We have a 60 million euro buyout clause apparently. So yeah, hopefully
55 less. We saving some money now.
Hey, that's Daniel Levy's specialty. You know what I'm saying? We know how Lex Luthor does. So, hey, hopefully he cooks, because then we can, you know what I'm saying, cash in on my mans. And
this is a good point. Yeah, and I mean, we are covering 100% of the wages, and I was a little bit like, man, that's not great that there was no buy option if you wanted it. I don't like obligation, because in life, I don't like obligations. I don't like when I have to be somewhere, I have to be doing something. It kind of really annoys me. So the fact that it was first reported that there was no buy, it was just a straight loan, and then it later trickled down that there's actually a buy option. That's pissing off Manchester United fans even more, which is so fantastic. And I do have some stuff that I do want to look at. Got some funny videos to just, you know, ponder, take a look at. But the option to buy for 55 mil, to me, that's great, because if he comes here, he balls out and he loves it, well then 55 mil, now we've got what did they say, Bale regen, and I'm gonna run with that. Also, Matt, I was thinking about this too. Matt HSK says last time we had a Tel, it was El Tel, and I'm not talking about Jose from El Tel Coquerel. I'm talking about Terry Venables, and that's the last time that we won the FA Cup. And now we have a new Tel, equals trophies, question mark. Elijah, what do you think? I mean,
hey, look, all I'm saying is, you want to compare Tel to Bale, the only B I'm comparing him to is Brennan Johnson until I see differently. So, hey, I understand fans who want to take the optimistic route. Trust me, I want to be there too. But I'm going to be the pessimistic guy. I'm going to be the hater. You know what I'm saying? Until I'm not a hater no more. Which is when he steps on the pitch and plays football. Then I'll actually be able to judge him. But I feel like he'll be closer to Brennan than he is to Gareth Bale. But, again, just hearsay. Never seen him play. So, it is what it is. I'm be chilling.
I was reading this from Just the Harmless Potato. Says the ugly truth is that. What do you think about this? Because he flew out. To me, I mean, I'll be honest. I open the door and I see Daniel Levy be like, you want me to cut your wages? And just like, no, go away, get out of here. And then he starts flirting with United and Arsenal. Like, why would that have happened if he had already signed the papers? Because Harmless Potato saying that Levy went there, got the deal done, came back and gives all the credit to Ange. I don't know if I believe that. Personally.
I don't know. I mean, at that point, it's just rumors. I have no idea if Levy would give credit to Ange. I don't know.
I feel like he would want the credit because he's pretty egotistical.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I just don't know Levy's character as a person, because I don't care about the guy at all. So
all I know is phone call with Ange.
That's phone call with Ange, and now he wants to come back. So fairs. I'll give the praise to Ange for that. I don't mind.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. Big up Jimbo, the perfect match. Hopefully you're feeling well, buddy. I know you were a little sick the other day. Big up for the super chat. Says Jacob, this is a luxury window for Spurs, my friend. Luxury window, you know. To me, it's one of them biscuit tasters, and I ain't gonna. You know what? I'll just let you taste the biscuit.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
Come on now, taste the goodness of that biscuit. Just like Eugene grabbing that membership. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, well, my YouTube hasn't updated yet, but thank you so much for grabbing the Lover's Lane membership. Big up to you. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're staying too blessed to be stressed, my friend. Oh, did I say Paul O'Keefe? My bad. I meant O'Keefe.
Okay, bro.
Sorry. It's my bad. Big up Chill Music. Big up Mile High Hotspur. Fix the camera, please. I did fix a potato. Daniel Coys. We got bannered by United fans for not getting Tell. Well, who got the last laugh?
True.
True. But please, Mr. Mathys, come on down to Tottenham, Mr. Mathys. Shut your goofy ass up, Daniel. I ain't going. Mate. All right. Bro, one call with Ange, and that motherfucker was on the first flight. He had a long conversation with Mathys to present his ideas, to say, hey, mate, it's us. We're the fucking place you want to play at. You know it. And he said, you know what? I like that. And I like it too. And apparently he told him how he's going to use him, which is a little Ayo, but at the same time, use him. Use him. We need somebody to love. And he changed his mind after the conversation. Then he decided to join Tottenham. So, look, I read it on Twitter, Elijah. So clearly, that's the only story there is to be told.
Fair enough. I mean, United call themselves the Red Devils, but they forget the devil is our owner. So, yeah, we actually out-trumped them, which is why Tell wanted to come to us. So it is what it is. He went from red to white. You know, he went for the devil to the Lord himself. So
we saved him.
Yeah, we done saved him. I ain't gonna lie, we done saved him. So hey, I'm glad he's here. I'm glad he rejected United, and hopefully he's not shit. I hope.
So let me, if you would have told me when I was a kid that Tottenham Hotspur was able to lure a player away from Barcelona, another player away from Bayern Munich, he was able to lure another player away from Manchester United, you would think that we're serious players.
More time than 19-year-olds.
Well, see, you leave that part out because, like I said, we don't provide those parts that go against what we're saying. You leave that out and you only share the parts that go with what you're saying. So therefore, you're never wrong. Because we all know when you're right on YouTube, you get virtual high fives, and that's just about as good as...
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why people shouldn't subscribe to me for my Tottenham opinions.
Well, Omar says he just subscribed. And big up Matty Hayes in the house, Tottenham blog. Hopefully you're doing well, buddy. Good to see you as well. Hey, come on, Jordan, with them Ange emojis. You already know. Look at Maha Hotspur liking both of the streams. Aston Villa and Tottenham, the winners of the transfer window. Aston Villa did have a hell of a window. Like, I was talking with Paul as well. He just called me. I told him I'm about to go live. Why the fuck he called me? But we were talking about, he's like, I don't really think anyone else did business. And I was talking through it, and I was like, Liverpool didn't do anything. City got a couple pieces. They got a couple the center back. I think a young player.
Someone else as well.
So City was a little busy, which they needed to be, I think. But United haven't brought anyone in except Dorgu.
Yeah.
Arsenal haven't brought anyone in.
Liverpool
ain't brought no one in.
Yeah, but to be fair, Arsenal and Liverpool are probably the only two clubs that which they didn't really have to bring it on in because they were already first and second without bringing people in. So,
do you remember the thing I told you about not saying the parts that go against? I'm trying to prop up Tottenham, but by you saying that, it just solidifies the fact that yes, we are in the mud. And yes, we do need help.
You interrupted me though because I was gonna say it sucks to be Arsenal. They ain't gonna win shit. So,
hey, okay, yeah, there we go.
Sucks to be Arsenal, man.
What do you think of Villa's window? There's a lot of moves that they're doing that I was a little jealous of. Now, I don't know if I haven't checked the Twitterverse, but there's a player that I've liked for a few years, and I haven't caught him too much with Milan when he went there, because ever since Pulisic went to AC Milan, he kind of took that man's job, which really sucks for him. But Samuel Chukwueze, a right winger, played for, I watched him a lot at Villarreal.
Yeah.
And then he went to Milan, the window that I was hoping we would sign him. But apparently Fulham were looking at him, so there's still good players out there. Villa, Daniel Malen they got in, that was done relatively early. They've brought in a lot of people, and I think that they've had a pretty good window as well.
Around. Yeah, good players like Benacer, the holding midfielder for AC. I think he went to Porto for like 15 mil. So yeah, they've been good players moving around this January. But Aston Villa definitely, at the very least, show ambition in terms of getting players that they can get. Like obviously Rashford on loan is a bit sus, but at least they're showing some ambition there. Marco Asensio on loan, like he's an okay player. He's cool. Obviously bringing in Marlon, the sell of Duran. So they've tried their best to fill that position up with different profiles because all three of those players are really different profiles. So it shows definitely at bare minimum a level of ambition. And the fact that 2 of them are loans and one's a permanent means that if 2 of them don't work out, they will go back. So it's nothing but positive window for Aston Villa for real. You know what I'm saying? They sold Duran for like 70-something million euros, and they've got in 3 players who could potentially, great English from me, but potentially fill that role with different profiles. So yeah, shout out to Villa, man. They've had a great window.
Also, fuck Villa. I think they're pussies. Good evening. Fuck your evening. How about that? But that's just me.
Nah, we gotta love Unai Emery here, man. Knocked Arsenal out twice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's also the epitome. Like, everyone was doing this whole narrative that Ange just stands there on the touchline with his hands in his pockets looking down. And he was doing that versus Unai Emery, who was flailing around like a wacky inflatable flailing arm tube man, and he got pumped 4-1. So I don't know that flailing around on the touchline fucking does anything for the players on the pitch.
Benefit of the doubt though, because
his slick back hair and his waistline, right?
And his European trophies, yeah, those as well.
Well, you know, a lot of people got trophies they could just show, but whatever. You know, teach their own.
And the fact that he's a manager of Villa, not Tottenham as well. I'm pretty sure if he was a Tottenham manager, he'd get more slack as well. So yeah, there's that too. And then like when you manage Tottenham, once you play for Tottenham, there's a certain level of banter that just is associated with your name. So it is what it is.
It's unfortunate, but you're right. Big up Jimbo. Says, big up Jacob and friend. I see a lot of people are disappointed with the window. I am upbeat about it. Good striker, good defender, good keeper. That's not bad. We had 3 windows. We bought no one. What do you think? What's your overarching feeling on the window so far? Because, you know, Jimbo says that, and then I see there was someone in your chat. Where was it? Buckaroo Billy. That's a fun name. Buckaroo Billy. How are people rating this window an 8? It's a 5 at best. We needed 2 center backs, a CDM, a right winger, and a striker. So, you know, I think there's going to be mixed opinions on the overarching how you feel about it. Where are you at?
I think it was a pretty average window. I wouldn't say it's something crazy. I wouldn't say that, but mainly because we should have A, done business a lot earlier, and B, I mean, to be fair, it's pretty much A as well. But Levy, I thought that Levy intentionally waited this long because now we're throwing 70 million at Gay, and you know we're throwing X amount of money at Tell, and X amount. We're looking at Disasi, and we looked at, obviously Tomori rejected us. Like we went to pay 30 million for him, and it's like, oh, so now the money comes out. So now you have 100 million euros to spare to go and bid for Gay and Tomori and Tell and look at Disasi and all of these things when we've been screaming since the start of January that we need something. But back then, we were throwing 10 million euros at Kingsky, and we were basically just saying, yep, that's it. That's it. So I'm more looking at the board. I'm not looking at the manager. I'm not looking at the team. I'm not looking at any of them. I'm looking more at Levy and Lange at the board, because there were reports at the start of December that we're going to get 30 million to spend on the transfer market. And the results have just been pretty much. And if anything, it's kind of forced Levy's hand to where, like, yeah, that 30 million ain't going to cut it. And now he's almost in desperation throwing himself at players to try and sign them. Like, obviously, we saw Kolo Muani at the start as well, and he ended up going to Juventus. So I feel like if we were this serious at the start of the window, we probably could have attracted higher quality players than maybe a Danso, and to be honest, maybe a Tell. But the fact that we've gotten players in general is something to be happy about. So I'll give a nice in the middle 5 out of 10 as well, because we actually brought players in. So, but I'm not giving Levy any breaks because I blame him for this even being the scenario in general.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Rowan here says hard to be mad at the window. 3 signings, that's not normal for a January window. You know, I look at the teams around us, which, you know, you got to kind of scroll when you're talking about the table. You got to scroll a little bit. You definitely have to accept cookies, which is just a sad state of affairs. But once you accept the cookies on the Premier League website, you can see Tottenham down there hanging out. And I be honest, like, I didn't think a player like Tell would come here.
Yeah.
because of where we are. And then I heard he would go to United. I was like, well, why wouldn't he want to come here? That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, and you get more game time here as well because of Solanke's injury.
Yeah, and Richarlison, you never know when he's hurt or if he's got like, you know, a therapist meeting.
Man. I don't know.
I got rated.
MHF is. I don't know what MHF is, but you got rated.
Oh, Mo Hassam football, big up. Hey, real quick, come on now. Hey, tell me, you know, why is my instinct not to say like and subscribe? My instinct is to play a clip. I need to break that. Like, oh, people are here. Well, I'm going to force them to watch some silly video. That's not good for the YouTube channel. But big up to MHF, Mo Hassam Football. That's their channel there. Thank you so much, first of all, for the raid. Very kind of you, gentlemen. There's about 200 people here now. So hello. Hey, I just want to tell you, like and subscribe and all that other bullshit. But also, if you didn't know that Ange Postecoglou was like that, just wait till you hear him on the phone. And then in life in general, I'm going to tell everyone who just joined the show this.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
Yeah, baby, we are tasting the biscuit tonight. Just don't get that honey sauce on me.
Force.
Yeah. We are tasting the biscuit tonight, baby. Where was I? Angel's got it like that. All right. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been okay since Luka got traded from the Mavs. Life ain't been the same. But big up to everyone who's here. Like and subscribe or don't. You do whatever the hell you want. I really doesn't. You know, it's your life. It's not mine. But we got Mathys Tell. So tell me something nice. Oh, also big up. I missed a couple super chats here. Making good time says big up boys. Tell me something. Tell me something good. Big up, making good time. You making some great time tonight. Tasting that biscuit with that honey sauce. You see homeboy over there. He's strutting away on the ivories. You know what I mean? That He's killing it. Come on, Jimbo. We have to be happy after some of our Windows 7.
Oh shit.
Windows 7 is in like the operating service on a computer. I don't understand. I'll be honest, I feel pretty decently good about the only complaint I have is the timing. I would say, sure, it's not going to be a 10 out of 10. I don't even know I could say an 8. I think a solid 7 is fine with me. 6.5, 7, somewhere right there. And that's only because of the timing. I think if you do some of this business earlier, we have a much better chance versus Everton and Leicester. I think you get a few points there. You got to imagine Danso, just a new body being there brings something else, because you're like, well, I can't play like a little bitch. This is first impression means I'm a pussy. That's James Madison having an internal dialogue, by the way. He's saying,
this Madison, I can't lie. I'm gonna have to either drop a video or do a live stream, because the double standards in this fan base is crazy.
What do you mean drop a video? You did drop a video, and I dropped about 3-4 comments underneath where you're saying the double standards, why people are not mean to Kulu. I'll tell you why. Because he doesn't play like a little bitch. Because he doesn't get touched after 20 minutes.
He gets treated like one. That's the difference. Lewis Skelly had him treated like one.
See, as soon
as Lewis he's on Skelly, his right foot, he gets treated like one.
But Lewis Skelly also did it to the best striker in the league, in Erling Haaland, yesterday.
Haaland's a bum, fam. He's not good, so that don't mean nothing to me.
He broke the Premier League goal scoring record in his debut season, won a treble.
He missed about 17 billion chances to do that. Kane's
well, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's what Wayne Gretzky said.
That's fine.
You wouldn't take Haaland at Tottenham. Who's the best striker?
Solanke, sure, but
so give me your top 3 strikers in the Premier League.
in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I mean, Haaland definitely makes it. I can't think of it right now. He definitely makes it. But I just don't think he's that great. I don't think he's that great personally. Who's strikers in the Premier League? I'm actually going to have to think about this.
Isak is one. Haaland is one.
Haaland. That's how bad the strikers are in this league, bro.
Is that really it?
That's how bad the strikers are.
That can't be it.
That's how bad the strikers are, bro. Oh my god, we're thinking of Isak, who's definitely better than Haaland, but
yeah, I can't.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't much competition. Like, I love that Haaland.
Shit. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, well, who? Is that like a great thing to be the best? It's just Harry Kane scored 30 goals in a shit Tottenham side, and he scored 30 plus something in a really good side.
Yeah, you know, it's about Haaland, didn't it? It's like Haaland, and I feel bad for him in certain ways because Man City don't play to his strengths in terms of his ability to get in behind and stuff like that. So I do feel for him in a way, but like if you're just looking at Haaland as a football player, like he's physical and he's tall. And he's fast. Like he's a pace and power guy. Like if I had to compare him to someone, he's like a much better Lukaku. You know, like his passing isn't great, his link-up play is not great. Oh, balloons. Hopefully, people in the chat don't.
Where's Basuma?
Yeah, people in the chat don't end up like Basuma, or else they'll have takes as bad as certain people I won't name. But yeah,
you talking about me? I'm right here. You know, I'm right here.
I would have said you if I meant you, bro. Honestly.
Oh, okay.
I would have said you. I would have.
So you're saying, oh, okay. I mean, you can say it. You can say, I want to know, because I mean, fuck it. I like to name and shame personally. I'm not. But also it gets me in trouble. So.
Hey, people been hating on my boy Madison, bro. I want to save it.
I am one of those people. I will proudly hold up my Madison hater card. Because that motherfucker sold me a bunch of Bitcoin. He sold me Matacoin. And that shit, I was like, oh, we taking Matacoin to the moon. And then it fucking...
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. There's a reason I didn't invest in Kulusevski coin, bro. Eesh, I ain't gonna cap.
So who's been our best player in this awful year? Who's been our best player?
You said it's an awful year. Who gets props for being the best in an awful year?
I mean, Harry Kane scoring 30 goals when we were very awful. He got some props.
Harry Kane is Harry Kane. Is that Kulusevski?
No, but I mean, Kulusevski, like, with the context around Kulusevski, which is in the preseason before we signed Solanke, he was playing a false nine. He was our number 9. Like, we never knew, I never knew what his best position was, but when he kind of got moved around, there's games where he's out on the right and he looks better, and then there's games where he's through the middle and he looks better. And I think it's more often than not through the middle he's looked better. But I just think he's played every single game full minutes. I think there's one game where he didn't start, but he came off to save us. Was it Tamworth or another Cub competition? I can't remember. But
yeah, well, yeah. Tamworth is there.
Like for me, Archie, the two people you hate on the most are our two best players in our worst moment right now, which is Kulusevski and Archie Gray.
That's an agenda that's been pushed onto me. I mean, at this point, I'm gonna have to just accept the role of villain because I just get a bunch of agendas pushed onto me, man. You know what I'm saying? I just hold players to the exact same standard we hold other players at this club to. And apparently, it's an agenda. But
is it a color thing? Is it a color thing?
I mean, I'm really a white player, so it's not really a color thing to me.
I just like that. Anywhere I can insert that quote, because his voice is so. He sounds like a little girl with that voice. Anyway, like Ricky Williams.
Yeah,
when Ricky Williams talks,
high pitched as hell.
Is it a color thing? Like, I don't know. You get that high, son. But anyway, we're not even talking about the window. We were all over the place because I started delving down. No, it's because I know how you feel about something, so I kind of want to like gander down the street, if that makes sense. Especially with Madison. Like, I know I might be a little harsh on him, and like, to be fair, when he's on the pitch, there are some good things that he does. I can't stand the theatrics. He's Bruno Fernandes with less GA, and I stand by it. But it's okay. We can all.
Yeah, I don't really rate Bruno that much. Not even in terms of his antics, but I just don't think he's. I think he's good. He's just not that level. You know, like I'll never put him in De Bruyne conversations. Never put him even in Odegaard conversations at this point. I wouldn't put him in that kind of conversation. I think he's a bit over.
See, that's part of it too, is the first 10 games last year, he made me think I could put him in these kinds of conversations. I started talking shit to Arsenal fans. I started talking shit to everybody. Who's your 10? It ain't James Maddison. I was calling him Hymus because I was like, he's elevated. He's evolved. What is a Charmander to a Charmeleon?
I understand that. I mean, the Maddison criticism doesn't come out of nowhere. Like it's not one of those things where he's just been playing perfectly and people want to criticize him. Like he's had a lot of flaws in his game and they're rightfully being called out. I don't have an issue with that at all. I just think when it comes to some people, I don't even mean YouTubers at this point. I just talk about people in general, whether it's people in the comment section, people in the chat. If I see people in comments on other live streams, I just personally think that the smoke for certain players is more for the smoke of other players, and it's not anything to do with race. It's not anything to do with anything that could any stereotype, nothing like that.
You said that before I could ask you, is it a color thing? But no,
I made sure
it's a joke, by the way, just so people know it's a joke.
I don't know. I think when it comes to Kulusevski, I think because there's this, I almost said narrative. It's not a narrative, but he's been the best player for us this season. I feel like he just escapes a lot of criticism because he hasn't had a good game in pretty much a month. And he's still by far and away our best player, which says more about the level of the team than it does to how good Kulusevski really is as a player. So, yeah, the smoke for Kulu just ain't there. It's just not there. The smoke for Archie is not there. The smoke for Bergvall is not there. Like, there's certain players, the smoke is just not there for them. And
the last two you mentioned, they couldn't even buy beer in America, so I'm not too harsh on them. Kulusevski, I was a little bit more harsh too because I didn't really know what his best position was. Like, is he a winger? Is he a midfielder? Now we're playing him as a false nine in the preseason. It's kind of just like, I don't know what the hell we're gonna do with this guy. But then it was like when we played good, he was a big part of it. When we played bad, he wasn't like the guys that was letting me down the most. But as of the last maybe 3-4 games that I've seen, he is not playing to that same level. However, there's still parts that I think like he does really well. His strength on the ball, the ability to win the ball back up in the higher areas. I think those are two things that he does really well. And at times in which all of our players they all look to do the, and he does this too, to be fair, Kulusevski, where it's like, you do it kind of a mentality. Here you go and do it. It's like, I just want someone to grab that motherfucker and do it. And they're like, you do it. Here you go. And then eventually we turn the ball over and then we're caught out in the back. So, but speaking of caught out in the back, that's kind of crazy segue. Radu Dragusin it's confirmed a torn ACL. So there's a few ways that I want to start this conversation about this. So allegedly he tore his ACL, and that's confirmed today. But yesterday we were splashing a bid for Mark Gui at Crystal Palace. We're doing all this center back work because everyone's like, oh, we're doing that. That means that's Romero's replacement or something's going wrong with Cuti Romero. And it's kind of led this like, now there's news, allegedly, someone on Twitter said Van de Veen's hurt and he needs surgery. And then everyone's like running with that. So now, it kind of seems like we're back to the position of we don't have any healthy center backs. Torn ACL with one. Allegedly, this is all alleged. I don't know if the Mickey Van de Veen thing is true because when this was coming out, they were quoting Paul O'Keefe while he was on Last Word on Spurs saying it's not that's not true. So I don't think it's true. But this is leading people to believe that maybe Romero has already signaled that he's trying to get out, that Cuti's not happy here, or that the club is trying to force him out and sell him because of what he said against the ownership. There's all types of different things going on. And I just thought about the NBA again, sorry. Because it's like when conspiracy theories start to make more sense than the actual truth of the matter, that's when you know something's fucking weird. But Where are you at with this whole center back issue? Dragusin torn ACL. Do you think we're buying these players? Why are we panicking to buy Gui at the last second after Danso? Why didn't we do this sooner? I don't know. There's a lot of different. Yeah, there's a lot of different.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. But in terms, I don't think Van de Ven's actually injured. I'd assume that he's just getting rested for Liverpool, because I mean that's what I've seen on again Twitter. Oh my god, such a credible source. But I'm assuming that he's just having his minutes managed, because that's what he's done with basically every player that's come back from injury. We've seen it with Richarlison, seen it with Son. So yeah, I'm not really too worried about it until I see the team sheet on Thursday, and if he's not there, then I'm panicking. But I'm under the assumption that he's just being rested, which is fine. I mean, it's all right. I mean, even if we would have lost to Brentford, I wouldn't have been screaming, "Oh my god, why didn't we play Van de Ven?" Like, nah, Liverpool's more important. We should have rested him anyway. We did rest him. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, he's fine. If I don't see him on the team sheet at Liverpool, then I'll be very worried. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of agree with you. It's almost like whenever at whoever the fuck tweets, it's not like, do I take that with a grain of salt? Of course I do. But when it's like a verified source that's saying something, then I'm like, okay, I guess that's kind of true. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting distracted by these comments. This is why my opinion on Haaland is so high. At Dortmund, I saw him pick the ball up in his own half, dribble through everybody, and score. He was a demon at Dortmund, and Pep just says, stop all that, just stay over there. And I think that kind of affects his game in the long run. Chris Woods, you have to throw Chris Woods in there.
Wood, yeah. Chris Wood is another one.
Gakpo, Watkins, I've seen him miss some some Richarlison ass misses this year.
Jota's injured a lot, but I guess Jota's a striker. If you want to count Diogo Jota. I mean,
I'd probably put Watkins over him, but Gakpo to me is better than all of them. But Chris Wood, that dude's a motherfucker. He won. He can't stop scoring. He's on a.
Yeah, he's 17 goals in the league already. It's crazy. You see what I'm saying? Like, I see Kulu slander is. You see what I like? People just be saying like, I'm convinced, that people will probably be like, oh, he's just trying to be different, you know, like. This whole agenda thing that
contrarian, that's the word.
Yeah, it's like people just think I just slander players. Like, no, it's not slandering players. Like, I don't think it's slander. I don't. I said he's the best.
I don't think it's slander. I think it's just your opinion that I disagree with.
Yeah, which is fair. Like, I've said he's the best player at the club. Like, how is that slander? I don't know how that's slander.
Yeah, you did. You did say that when I asked you who's been the best player.
Yeah, I think he's just been not great for like the last month. And yes,
your issue is more that people don't hold that same energy for him that they do for James Maddison.
And for other players, yeah. Because like other players are tired too. Like,
yeah. But see, this is where I just fall onto this. Take the performances out of it. When you're on the pitch, what is your body telling me? Because I can't hear them. I hear the announcers, I hear the crowd. I'm not there. So I'm just watching them. And I'm not a body language expert, but body language fucking tells you a lot of things. You know, like when I was a single man dating, there's a lot that a woman's body language would tell you. Is she fucking with me or not? Is she vibing with me?
Yeah.
Is she feeling awkward? Am I making it like you can tell these things based on how they sit, their legs. So when I'm watching a player on the pitch, this is telling me a lot about what's going on up here. And Kulusevski, all I'm seeing, sometimes to a fault, but it is a credible thing, is go, run, work, get, chase. Almost like a dog with a tennis ball until he passes out. Just stop chasing the ball for a second, but he's chasing the ball everywhere. He's always working. He gets knocked down. He get like the Chumbawamba. He gets back up again. Maddison comes onto the pitch for 20 fucking minutes in the North London Derby, and he falls on the ground. He's laying there. Oh, someone save me. Just reminds me of a fucking silver spoon, khaki short wearing golf ball, like golf dude that would actually watch you get your ass jumped instead of helping you if he's your friend. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't know you wanted my help, bro. And I just don't like a bitch ass in my team. I hated playing with bitch asses. Like, if you were so profoundly talented that it was like there's no getting away from how good he is. So you deal with that kind of shit, right? Like when Ronaldo's acting like a petulant child while putting up a hat trick, it's like you kind of deal with it because it's fucking Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But this is James Maddison, who's Mr. 33%. And that 33% that he's good is really good. Don't get me wrong, which is why I lost everything, all my financials in Matacoin, that motherfucker. But also it tells me that like, he just doesn't seem serious. He seems more consumed with himself and his image and how he is perceived and how he looks and acts and performs rather than like the team. He doesn't give me that overwhelming sense of, oh, I got knocked down, I'm getting back up and I'm going to work. Archie Gray, I'll play anywhere, coach. Work. Kulusevski, play me anywhere, work. Lucas, even though it's all been in the midfield, there was times where he was the most advanced midfielder. There was times where he was almost the back holding six. So, but in all those, it was work almost sometimes clumsily. Like I was like, oh, nice Bergvall. But then it was like, oh, why'd you do that for you child? Because he's just so go, work. To where I'm at a point where I would rather have a guy who'd rather fucking die for the badge than, someone save me. Do I look okay? Are we going to darts later?
No, you look fine.
That was my James Maddison impression. Am I okay?
Oh,
Do I look okay?
It's fair to think that way. It's fair to feel that way. It's fine. I mean, I'm of the opinion that people can watch the same thing and interpret it differently. So it's fine. Like, again, people will point to fitness, which is fine. Again, that's not an excuse we make for other players in the club. And what I find the most is that people will think that what I say is like here is like this outlandish thing. Bruh, just explore Tottenham YouTube, fam. Like, this is actually a conversation that's being had a lot. And if you don't think this is a conversation that's been happened, then you're just not exploring other YouTubers. It's that simple. Like, I'm going so many, not like in terms of panels, but I be in the chat lurking on so many different channels. This is actually a conversation that people are having. Like, yes, Kulusevski's our best player, but there's obvious deficiencies in his game, just like the rest of the players. And I don't think that me calling that out is a bad thing. Like, there's clear deficiencies as of right now in Archie Gray's game, in Bergvall's game, in Brendan Johnson's game, in Basuma's game, in Bentancur's game.
I would say in every player we have, except for Jed Spence.
It's normal to have
Jed Spence ain't got no deficiencies.
Jed Spence is my guy, I ain't gonna lie. But it's normal to have deficiencies in your play, like, especially for young guys because they're young. But me pointing that out is not me. It's not an agenda. Me pointing out that Kulu has no right foot and he's being bitched by other players is not a slander at Kulu. It's just what it is. He's still the best player at the club. But I'm able to.
I can't lie. Lewis Skelly was pocketing everything that went down the right. Got stopped by Lewis Skelly, and that is on Kulu. He hasn't been perfect, but you know, when I try to like just look at it from up above, I say who has been consistently one of, if not the top performer. And for me, right now, it's Kulusevski and Archie Gray.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And I don't have a problem with that. And I've never disagreed with that once. I'm just saying that because that's the case, people will overlook the fact that he hasn't been good in ages. That's the only point that I'm making. Like, people will overlook the problems and the mistakes that Archie Gray makes on a game-to-game basis because he's 18, because he's not playing in his position, because I don't know, I'm not even gonna give other reasons because, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of crazy, but people will, for players that they like, again, it's not a race thing, it's not a stereotype thing, it's not anything like that. It's just, I think there are certain players,
is it a color thing
that people, I think there's just certain players at the club that people prefer for whatever reason they have, and they'll just back them until the wheels fall off. And I get it, and it's slightly ironic because I like Maddison, but I'm willing enough to say that there's deficiencies in Maddison's game. He acts like a pussy. All the things that Jacob said, I agree with to a certain extent. I don't have a problem with anyone saying that. I just have a problem with people having double standards. You know what I'm saying? Like Archie Gray, for example, and I'm sorry I'm ranting a bit, but like this thing just gets me annoyed because I feel like I get misrepresented. when I say these things. Like people will say I have an agenda. Like it's not an agenda. I'm just pointing things out. But like Archie Gray has terrible defensive awareness. That's just objectively true. The amount of time he plays people on side, he's not very aggressive when it comes to making tackles at times. Like these are just things that you just watch him and you just see it. But because people think I hate Archie Gray, if I'm the one that points it out, it's an issue. Kulusevski, his right foot is atrocious. Like people are forcing him to go on his right foot. There are times when he stops counterattacks because he wants to shift it onto his left instead of whipping the ball in on his right. But if I point it out because I have a Kulu agenda, it's a problem. I shouldn't be the one to call it out. It just gets a bit frustrating at times almost because people hear what they want to hear. People will take it as, or because I like Maddison, that if I give criticism to Kulusevski, all of a sudden, oh, I'm defending Maddison. Like, no, I'm not. I'm not defending Maddison. I didn't argue against anything Jacob just said because I inherently don't disagree with a lot of it. I don't. But it's okay to call out criticisms in players, especially the senior players. One thing we've always said, oh, it's the young players that are stepping up for us. It's the young players. Where are the senior players? Kulusevski's a senior player as well. So why is he dodging smoke? Like, no, he hasn't been good for a month either. Like, it's okay to criticize Maddison. It's okay to criticize Son. It's okay to criticize Bissouma and Bentancur. It's also okay to criticize Kulusevski. Like, Kulusevski's not playing like Harry Kane. He isn't. He's the best of a bad bunch. He isn't a great player. He's not performing like one right now. Whether he's a great player or not, has he been performing like that? No, he hasn't. So this is the stuff that just annoys me. Fam. Like, if you're at least gonna comment on what I say, at least actually react to what I say instead of how you think I feel. Like, what I say is what I mean. I've taken a lot of time to prepare the way I say things because I know that if I say things wrong, it's going to get taken out of context. So I make sure to say what I actually mean. And then if I don't mean it, I will take it back. Or if someone proves me wrong, I will take it back because I'm normal. I'm going to be wrong sometimes. But when it comes to subjective opinions, don't think there's an ulterior motive when I say things. There's no ulterior motive. I just say what I see when I watch the games. That's it. You notice I didn't throw any stats out there really because I don't spend my time watching stats that much. I'll listen to it and I'll hear other people say stats and you'll hear me regurgitate it. But I don't really watch stats. I just watch the game. We're all fans. We all want the same thing. I just watch the games. Jacob, you're muted, by the way.
I've been adding like subtle commentary this whole time. That's fantastic. I said, so since you've been watching the games, you've been watching Maddison rolling over like a sausage on a barbecue?
Well, he hasn't been playing. He's been injured.
Oh, yeah, but whenever he wasn't injured.
Yes.
Do you remember did you see that part where he was like, oh, Tottenham are going up 4-0 against City? But I got subbed off.
Sure, you wanted to play, I guess.
Yeah, don't we all? I mean, I feel like Ange sent him a very clear message.
He was instrumental to that win.
Well, so what game? Maybe it was a different game that I'm thinking of then, where he got subbed off, started sulking, and then we started dominating and winning. And they showed him after one of the goals, and everyone was like jumping up, and he was like pouting. Fucking. Like, what kind of guy is that? How is he a leader?
I'm not denying it happened. I just don't remember what game it was. I'm sure it happened, though. I'm not going to deny it happened. I just don't know what game. But
but back to your point, I do want to touch on a few things. No Diddy, but I do want to say that like having an opinion doesn't mean that you have an agenda or slander. But in this YouTube world, I've learned that just because I haven't said Ange out, that now I'm in an Ange cult. Now there's a whole new gender that's been invented that I'm somehow attracted to because I refuse to be as negative about Ange Postecoglou. Well, what is the mild homophobia with the Ange sexual? Like, so what if someone finds him fucking hot? I don't. I'm married and I'm straight, but I don't give a shit if someone does. But it's like, oh, you don't want Ange sect, you're an Ange sexual. It's just very. Yeah, the world is so black and white sometimes with like. Yeah. With opinions, and I get categorized as a happy clapper, but there's so many videos, and even someone in your chat, I pulled up a comment where they're like, I've seen Jacob now over the last year being broken by Spurs. I want to give him a hug and tell him it's okay. That doesn't sound like I'm being a happy clapper. But then there's people who are like, oh, Jacob's a happy clapper. He doesn't get it. Oh, he's in a cult. He will never. Is someone today? So I kind of lean in a little bit. You know, I've got all the Ange memes. I've got the Ange stickers on WhatsApp. I'll be doing it. You know, the one where he's like, spitting that game in the press conference. You know what I'm talking about? And so people think, they see me doing that stuff and they think that it's something else and people run with it. I would say this, like, it's kind of the same thing I've always said in regards to like Spurs fans' opinions disagreeing. Like, no one's going to care when we're lifting a trophy. And so if we can do that, none of this shit matters. And until then, that's why I think it's so highlighted and people put so much stock in it. It's like, what else do we have to cling on to other than people's words or our perception of their intentions? And so I think a little bit of it is like misunderstanding. A little bit of it is like people hear kind of what they want to hear. If it doesn't sound like what they wanted to hear, then they say, hang on, fuck that. Like, wait, why are you now you're slandering Kulu when you're just saying he hasn't been good the last month and that people don't hold him accountable for that. And I think that that's a fair assessment. It's just one that I happen to disagree with, but I think it's a fair thing to say. Like with Romero as well. All last year, people were talking all this shit about Romero, and I fought it vehemently. I took it personally. Then it became I'm a cootie sexual. Again, I like something, and now I'm sexual for it, which it's fair. I guess these people think that they see me and they just see sex, and I get it. I understand. My wife did too.
Oh, it's West Ham. Big B will put up West Ham. That does sound like something Madison would do, though. No cap. When he got benched, when you're talking about when.
Oh, it was West Ham. Okay,
yeah,
thank you
that
for.
does make sense. To be fair, yeah, that does make sense. Sorry for ranting on your stream, man. It's
your stream too. It's your stream too. So you're allowed to rant. I like rants. I rant. I often, rant about all different type of stuff. But yeah, so obviously it wasn't Man City. It was West Ham. So Villa. I just remember we were stomping we subbed him out, and then we got better, and we started doing well, and we won, and he was acting like a little fucking pussy. And then when he does come onto the pitch, he acts like a pussy. He gets touched once, falls on the ground, and lays there. Get your ass up. I don't know what to call it other than these. I feel the same way you feel about all the other shit. I feel that way about Maddison. I feel like everyone gives him excuses. It's always, Ange isn't using him right. Why does Morgan Gibbs White play the same fucking way? But he's able to do it with a smile on his face and not roll around like a little dude. I hate Bruno Fernandes, not because of it. I know him personally. I see what he does on the pitch and he acts like a little bitch. I hate that shit. So why I keep that same energy when I see Maddison acting just as bad, if not worse, than Bruno Fernandes crying to the referee, shut up. Get up and play the damn game. If I was a teammate of his, I would already slapped him by now. And that's my assumption why Ange fucking benched his ass in the first place. Because he's a bitch. And Ange is a man. Like I said, Ange is an alpha. An alpha don't stop. You know what Maddison does? Touch him. He'll stop.
Ange, will you ever stop mewing?
Stop mewing? Never. Alphas don't stop, mate.
All right. Alphas don't stop, mate. But you know who does? Fucking Maddison, because he's a beta.
That's fair enough, man. You know what it is? A lot of football debates will just come down to a difference in philosophy. And that's just something that's never really going to change. Like, when it comes to Maddison, like, I just don't view him the way you view him. Like it's that simple, innit? Like, I look at Maddison and I am actually under the belief that we don't use him the way he's going to be used. But in this kind of system, you don't change the whole system for Maddison because the entire system is dependent on having players like Kulusevski be the creator. So in this, if we keep Ange, if we keep this system, Maddison needs to be sold. As much as I don't like it, as much as I rate Maddison as a player, if we're going to keep Ange Postecoglou, then we sell Maddison. It is what it is. And we look for someone who's similar in profile to Kulusevski. That's fine by me because at the end of the day, these men are employees. They're all employees. They're employed by the club. It don't matter if I like them, don't like them, rate them, don't rate them, think they're good, think they're bad. They put on the shirt. They're fulfilling our dreams for us as fans. For me, for you, for everyone in chat, for people not in chat who are Spurs fans. We want them, no matter if we think they're good or not, to go on, perform, and win games. So if Maddison gets sold, he gets sold. Oh, well, will I be upset? Maybe for like 5 minutes. Time goes on.
But even performance-wise, like, it's not like he's, like, that god-awful. It's just, I hate bitch-ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, which is fair, which is fine.
And that's my opinion. And I don't. It doesn't bother me if people say I slander Maddison. Okay, cool. It must mean I'm talking good shit. Then if you're talking your shit and it's good enough, people should be offended by it if they think differently. In my opinion. So like when people say, "Oh, you're slandering Kulu," I don't think you're slandering Kulu. I think you're sharing your opinion that happens to differ with mine. But it's like if you're talking shit, and I love talking shit, and if you're talking shit good enough, motherfuckers gonna get pissed off. That's kind of the idea of shit talking, right? So to me, I just think Zapur says integral piece to fucking Gossip Girl, maybe to the fucking chicken house where they're all going cluck cluck cluck. Oh yeah, blah blah blah. Oh me.
Zapur, though, I do agree with what he's saying though. I feel like if there was a way to unlock Maddison and Kulu together, that would really propel us to like actual competing, like on a real, because they're both that good of players. And I don't believe in the 33% thing that you talk about. But again, that's just a matter of subjective opinion. So there's no point in even arguing about that because there's no point. But yeah, Maddison and Kulu together, because what Maddison does is not like Kulu's a ball progressor. Maddison is a ball retainer, if that makes sense. He's going to keep possession for the team. Like he'll drop deep, he'll roam, keep possession ticking. That's not Kulusevski. Kulusevski will pick up the ball and drive with it and carry with it and look to forcefully create opportunity. That's something that Maddison can do, but Maddison isn't as good as Kulusevski is doing because he ain't got the physicality. So having them both there is, we saw it against teams like Man City, for example. Of course, Man City went on to have one of the worst runs we've seen from them in the last 10 to 15 years. But in terms of just having that free roam, they're both very different players who play the same position, and that's really the problem. So if it's going to be a thing where we have to choose, we choose Kulusevski. Fuck if I like Maddison or not. Fuck if I like him more than Kulu. In this system, Kulusevski is better, so we pick Kulusevski. At the end of the day, we all want Tottenham to win. I like Maddison more than Kulusevski, but right now Kulusevski's better. So if we have to sell one, we sell Maddison. That's how it goes.
Fair enough. That doesn't sound like an agenda to me either. But to get away from this for a minute, because I didn't mean to turn this into the fucking Maddison Kulu, who do we hate more, which I hate Maddison the most. I saw this, because someone, Eugene said it's all but confirmed the Van de Ven injury thing. And while I was looking for that, I found this. England U19 international Reece Russell-Deeney leaves Chelsea to join Tottenham, with a formal announcement to follow on Tuesday. Hopefully not another June Sunset Bell, which was he came into our academy, looked good, and then he left because we didn't give him any real pathway. But interesting. Also, this is a good point from Yiddo Spain. The problem is that no Spurs fans able to name our best midfield three. Yeah, that is a problem. I don't know whose problem, but it's definitely all of our problem. Big up Futility. The super chat just came in. It says Maddison falls over, rubs his head 3 times, and hopes that a genie appears, grants him a wish not to be a bitch. Big up Futility. I agree wholeheartedly. I'm sure Elijah would disagree. So you're saying he dreams of genie?
Just the last bit.
I think it's but I'm the kind of guy where, that little bit you shouldn't have, I do. And I usually double it.
Oh no, that's fair. I do it as well. I mean, I called Archie Gray the Harry Winks regen, bro. Like I do the same shit. So I know the game.
No, that's
I play it well.
That's slander now. Now I feel like that. Hey, I'm in your chat. I'd be typing furiously in your chat.
All right. How about this?
The Harry Winks regen.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. The iPhone. What's the latest iPhone that's out right now? Because I actually don't know.
I think it's 16.
All right. So if an iPhone 17 comes out, isn't it just a regenerated version of iPhone 16? Yes or no?
Well, there's new features and more shit. The camera's
is
improved, and I would not say regenerated version. No, it's improved, newer model.
But just because it's a regen doesn't mean it can't be better, though.
Yeah, but I guess this is maybe where we're getting into semantics of the words rather than like, because if you say Harry, like by
when I
earlier,
say region, I mean the style of play. That's what I don't mean the level of player. And this is why, like,
so what about Bale region? You pushed Bale region away when we said Bale region wearing number 11
because I haven't seen Tell play, so I don't know if he plays like Bale or not.
He's wearing the number 11.
But when I see him play, I also said when I see him play, then I'll make that assessment.
I don't think, to be fair, I don't think he plays like Bale at all because Bale is a unicorn. He's an anomaly. He's a
like
fucking
when I talk
sex
about
machine.
Archie Gray, I don't know. But when I talk about Archie Gray, and I talk about him being a Harry Winks Jr., of course it's partly rage bait. Like it goes without saying. Of course it's good. Of course it's rage bait. But I don't. Like I still stand on it because I believe it. I believe seeing Archie Gray in the 6 is gonna be like his play style from what I've seen from him at Tottenham, not at Leeds. I didn't watch him at Leeds. Don't care what he did at Leeds. He wasn't playing for Tottenham at Leeds. From what I've seen from him and his style of play,
I watched him at Leeds.
Oh, you watched him, so you would know better than me. But he looks like someone who plays like Harry Winks. Will he be better than Harry Winks? No shit. No shit. Of course he's going to be better than Harry Winks. But his play just reminds me of Harry Winks. That's all it is. A tidy player who will keep the ball. He can pass his ass off. He will never misplace a pass. Very composed. He just needs to add to his game. But his play style right now reminds me of Harry Winks. Not that serious to me. But again, people will misconstrue what I say because this is not the first time I've said that when I talk about regen, I'm talking about the style of the play, not the level of the player. But people won't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it. And it is what it is. Like me calling Archie Gray mid at 18 years old, being a 5 out of 10 player in the Premier League, is that bad? No, it's not. It's not. Mid means you're mid. You're middle. That's 5 out of 10. Being a mid player at 18 years old is not a bad thing. At least I don't think so. Because your 10 out of 10s is what? Your Salahs, your De Bruyne's, you know what I'm saying? Them type of players right there. He's 5 out of 10. That's not bad. For an 18-year-old, first season in the Prem, not playing in this position, that's not bad. But you see, you know what it is? People are used to, the thing is, because people don't know me, that's the problem. I say exactly what I mean. And if I'm wrong, I stand on it and I own it that I'm wrong. But I say exactly what I mean. And we've seen people use those things to kind of derail players and to demean players. Nah, it ain't that with me. I said he's mid. Middle is average, 5 out of 10. For an 18-year-old, his first season in the Premier League, playing as a defender, I think that's pretty good. I say the same thing with Bergvall. He's a 5 out of 10. He's 19. Ain't no problem with that. Ain't no problem with being a 5 out of 10 at 19. Your first season in the Prem. You just came from Sweden. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. They have a lot of time to improve. They're going to obviously end up better than Harry Winks. They're going to end up being great players. No doubt about it. They're just not that right now.
West Coast hit the nail on the head. And I kind of agree with what you're saying here. Like, you can be average with the potential to be good or great or amazing or sexual eventually. I guess once you reach the echelon, it becomes sexual, right? I'm trying to understand because...
if you like them too much, yeah.
Yeah. Or if you but I kind of like this, like at 18 to be mid-average, right, in the Premier League, that's actually really fucking good because Harry Winks was 20-something fucking old here, and he was below mid. Emerson Royale was mid as fuck, and he got a deal to one of the biggest Italian clubs. So, you know...
Like Archie Gray.
No, I think his character brought it. Hey, bro, the TikToks we just lost, and this motherfucker out here, Prince. That's great stuff. Great stuff.
Hey, shout out Emerson.
Infuriating in the moment, but looking back, it's like a funny, haha. Remember that? But this is a good point because it's either like we were kind of saying earlier, and not to quote Sol Campbell, not to quote him, but it is like they just make it either black or white, and it is a color thing. They're either great or they're shit. They're this or they're that. You're either Ange in or you're Ange out, and I've always said I'm neither. I'm whatever I want to be. Don't put me in a fucking box. But, you know, everyone's got their own opinion. So, in regards to the Van de Ven injury thing, like I was listening to Last Word on Spurs. Paul O'Keefe was on there when there was like reports of Tottenham Hot or some account was like fuck yeah, Coys was like, he needs surgery. And then he used Paul O'Keefe at the bottom, and then everyone grabbed it and ran with it and said, oh shit, he's hurt. He needs surgery. He's this, he needs that. So this is the best thing I could find from Paul O'Keefe himself. He says, Darren Herring says, Van de Ven out the rest of the season, torn hamstring again. Surely our medical team have to take some of the blame here. Says Paul O'Keefe, at Paul O'Keefe, Spurs official, clearly rushed back into action far too soon. No wonder we're trying so hard for that second center back. So Paul says that's not confirmed at all. And then they said, wait, so you're supposed that he needs surgery is false? Because again, this other aggregating account took it and said this or that.
Okay, fast.
And he says, well, I never said that for one. It's literally on video what I said. He was on Last Word on Spurs when he said that. So says, just to make sure from you, many are supposedly saying your words that he needed surgery. Lots of false info. So he says he didn't feel right Saturday and told them that. They decided there's no need to risk it, and further investigations will be coming over the next day. There's no official word or information on whether something was discovered. So it just seems like a snowball got rolled down the hill.
Sounds like it to me, yeah. I'm under the assumption, and I'm going to be under the assumption until Thursday, that he's okay. They're just managing his minutes, and they didn't feel like they had to play him on Brentford because Liverpool is the game of the season. And I completely agree. Liverpool is the game. Whether we won, lost, luckily we won the game. But even if we had lost, Liverpool's more important at this point. Who cares, bruv? I don't care. Liverpool's more important. So until I see the lineup and I see Van de Ven isn't there, that's when I'm going to be like, you know what I'm saying? You know, CJ.
Yeah, Spurs Army. Eugene just texted it to me. Spurs Army is the one.
Yes. There you go. Like, you know, the CJ.
It's saying he's injured, that he wasn't rested.
I think he got rested personally. I'm gonna wait until Thursday and see the team sheet. If he's not in the starting lineup or on the bench, then it's an injury. Because there's no way Ange wouldn't play him if he was fit and available against Liverpool. There's no way.
So there's another thing he sent me here. It says, breaking, on Saturday, I was told Mickey went to the management and said he didn't feel right. That is what Paul O'Keefe said on Last Word on Spurs. I heard that part. It says, as far as I understood it, they were just investigating and they thought it would be sensible for him to not be risked versus Brentford. I know he's struggling. He did say that to them, they, being the injury team. He didn't feel right at the weekend at training.
It's just fair. Rest him as much as
I mean,
you can.
Again, it feels like we're kind of just falling into semantics. Is he injured? Is he not? Clearly, he doesn't need surgery, but he's not 100%. Do you risk a non-100% versus Liverpool?
This is the thing. My immediate answer would be no, because, of course, this is the best chance for us to win a trophy. But we also have to take the route of what if we do play him, he gets injured, and we still lose. At that point, it was all for nothing, isn't it? It's like, remember the Chelsea game? Like, we, out of nowhere, just put Romero and Van de Ven back into the game, into starting lineup. Van de Ven or Romero, one of them lasted, 10, 15 minutes? And I think it was Romero, and then Van de Ven lasted 70 minutes. And either way, we still lost the game. It felt like a whole, we didn't need to do this. There was no point kind of thing. And so I would personally just nah. I'd personally nah. Because we still have Davies, we still have Danso, we have Archie Gray who can play there, I guess. Even though I wouldn't want him to play there because I feel bad for him, but we have him as an option. So at this point, I would just play. Danso would have to play, and it is what it is.
He looks like a big man. Zapur, Tekken, I don't think Tekken's a bot. The last comment I saw from him, he was saying, I have my iPhone 6 and I got a new battery in it. Now it's back to 100%. So I don't think he's a bot. If you could try to unhide him, that'd be great. I tried to find it and unhide it, but I couldn't. But if you could, that'd be fantastic. Where was I at? Yeah. Still don't play him the 90 versus Thursday. I do agree with that. Toxic Headshot says there's no smoke without fire. I think that it is true he's hurt. Like, he's not 100%. I don't know. To me, it's like, what are my aspirations? And if I'm not going to use all my tools to achieve those, then is that really my aspiration? My aspiration, and I think it varies from person to person, my aspiration is I'm fine if we finish 12th and we win a Carabao Cup, shit, Europa, anything. We win anything. And I mean, you risk it, then you say we got through, and then he's too hurt to play in the final. Now we're in a pickle. I mean, either way, we know Danso. We know he's gonna start. He's a big guy. You see how big that motherfucker is?
He ain't as tall as me, so everyone looks short.
But like, did you well, I mean, yeah, a lot of people are shorter than me, but like he's like he's got guns, man.
Yeah, no seriousness. It just makes me wonder about his lateral quickness and his speed in a highlight.
No, apparently he when he described himself, he says, "I'm a very fast and quick athletic defender." That sounds fantastic. We'll find out. We'll find out. Like, again, I don't watch McDonald's Uber Eat League.
You know what I'm saying? I want to believe him though. You know, so
yeah, but like, why would you describe yourself of something if you're not? Like, Davinson Sanchez was never like, I am fast. Eric Dyer's like, I'm a quick, versatile defender. I mean, all of that is a lie when it comes to Eric Dyer. But like, usually people don't try to like sell themselves on something. Why would he come in and be like, I've got pace, and then he's slower than molasses? I don't know.
That's true. I mean, we're gonna see. I mean, I hope he is all the talk that he says he is, man. I'm gonna be real, but I don't even know who else. Well, he said Wolves were in for him as well. I mean, so if he's a Wolves caliber player, I don't know in it, but we're gonna see nonetheless in it. We're gonna see if teams overlooked him, which I hope they did. I ain't gonna lie, because now he's here. So let's hope they overlooked him. No cap.
Yeah, you know, there are people who watch the Uber Eats, McDonald's, Burger King League. I don't even know where they show those games in America. Like when Messi went to PSG, I was like, all right, guess I'll just fucking catch the highlights, you know? And, you know, so I don't, and if I did watch a French game, it wasn't to watch Lens, at least not that I remember. So, yeah, I just... But I'm not going to lie. There's something about the way the highlights I saw, the way he speaks and carries himself. I'm going to be one of those fucking really quick. I think he's going to be a beast. I think he's going to be a beast, a dog, and a motherfucking goblin.
Fair enough, bro.
Okay, you're a goon, but what's a goon to a goblin? You know what I mean?
Fairs, I hear it, man.
I think he's going to be a fucking goblin, bro.
I hope he's the Grim Reaper, man. Taking the Liverpool.
He describes himself as fast, and then I see pictures of him, and he's got like baby Adama Traore arms. This motherfucker looks jacked, and he says he's fast. I need a goblin. I need again. I would never be like, you know, like, so Jacob, describe yourself. Yeah, I'm a individual with a six pack. I love running. Those are two lies. And the first two things he says in his welcome to Tottenham video are, I describe myself as a fast and quick physical defender. I love defending. That's like my passion. He wants to hurt motherfuckers, and I love that personally.
Fair enough, bro. I hear it, man.
Yeah, see, like Callum Roach, and maybe I'm that kind of fan. Oh, it's fans like you. It's fucking fans like you. You fucking love a player. Yeah, you ain't seen him put on the boots yet. Yeah, who gives a shit? But like Callum Roach, there's something to be said when I get that vibe. Like, there's a vibe it's the same reason why I hit you up. I was like, I've been watching your channel. There's a certain vibe I got from you. I want to do content with you. I think it'd be fun. And there's like a certain vibe Danso had, which was just like, I'm that fucking guy. And he also is excited to be here. Like, we kept getting rejected. And the first thing he says is, when a club like Tottenham calls you up, you know what you do? I'm on my way. And, you know, it took Tell the second try around, but it took Ange Postecoglou show said, mate, you're going to join my fucking team. He's like, I'm going to play you right there. You're going to score goals.
So did it really take 3 times, or did it take just one then? Because I mean, are we gonna count Voldemort as a time for Tottenham? Like, if Ange got on the phone one time and convinced him to come, in my opinion, that's one time.
Well,
it's like I'm a bit too overzealous with it, man. Yeah.
I would say it's like a bad bitch at the club, but she got that fat friend who's just a cock block. And the cock block was the first one to approach you, and you're like, get the fuck out of here. But then the bad bitch came up and said, "What's up?" And you're like, oh, all right, shawty, let me buy you a drink.
Fair. Oh, I thought I would. I thought you were gonna say, oh, it's like you got your mans to approach on your behalf. You know that. Oh, my friend thinks you're cute. I thought it'd be something like that, and then you decide, fuck it, I'm just gonna go talk to her instead. And
maybe okay.
That should have done this the first time.
That's even better. I like that one. That one's even better.
The friend is Levy. You know what I'm saying? And you're Ange. You just you're like, fuck this, man. You cop block me your damn self. Let me go over to her. You walk over to her. You're mine. And that's
hey, mate. You want to play some bloody good football, mate? She's like, all right, you can buy me a drink.
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
Everyone's
together. Come on, man.
Oh man. But yeah, I'm excited about Danso. I think he starts. I do need to wrap this up. Shit, I am late for work. But they can hold that.
Oh yeah,
they can hold that. They can hold that. But look, I think that's about it on the window. We'll find out more about Van de Veen as well. Jacob, your Aussie accent just turned. My accents are so bad. They are so bad. They may start out good the first couple channels, first couple words, but then it deteriorates into something else. Rising Ballers channel.
I saw something from Jordan, say that it'd be cool if we did a watch along. It'd depend on if you would be available to watch the game or not. Is the question? Because I know you're not really a watch along kind of guy.
I used to do watch alongs all the time, but then I started working, and it was like doing a watch along and then going to work later just took so much out of me. I was dead the next day that I was like, I need to cut back on something, and one makes like more money to do than the other one. So
that's fair enough.
I was like, I'll just do a post-match show. It takes a lot less energy to just do a match reaction than it does 3-hour watch along.
Yeah,
but I like, this is why I'm also open to the like dual watch along thing, because it's like a solo watch along. It's like, I hate dead space. I hate when there's like not, if I'm just sitting there. It's, some of those games too is just not fun to watch.
Oh, a lot of them are not fun. I can't lie. Especially when
Crystal
we're losing.
Palace, that wasn't fun. Ipswich wasn't fun. Brighton wasn't fun.
Arsenal, Newcastle.
I did this.
Leicester.
That's the last one I think I did was the second half of Arsenal, and I didn't enjoy it.
They were all not fun. I'm gonna be real, Jacob. Sometimes I'll take 5-minute intervals to just chill with chat. We be talking about so much random stuff because the game is so boring. There's times that we end up talking about anime. We talk about like acne medication. We talk about anything. We'll talk about how people are hiding.
Kind of like my preview shows.
Yeah, like literally, there's a running joke with me and one of my viewers that bro, he's hiding in my fridge. Like he came up with that while on the live stream watching Tottenham. Like we just be doing random stuff. Like I got another American friend, basically like my brother, basically, but he sometimes he'll just hop in Discord. We'll hop in Discord and we'll just talk about the game, like because he's trying to learn about football. So he'll just hop in Discord and we'll just joke around in Discord, and basically I'll help walk him through the game and chat will help him too. Like we have a bunch of random stuff going on because Tottenham is that boring to watch. So I don't know, maybe someone else in there would be great.
Well, just if you sneeze and I say bless you.
If you sneeze and I say God bless you, the only thing you should say is thank you. I don't need to hear all of this. How did you get in my house? Why is my window broken? I'm calling the police. Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, just so we're clear.
Yeah, buddy, you got caught in 4K, bruv. You got caught.
That video. Well. I swear I had that somewhere. I have. There's one that's not named, and it's just the whole screen is black, and I'm like, I don't know what meme video this is.
You're almost scared to click it in a way.
A little bit. But look, let me get your final thoughts on the window. I know we kind of talked about that earlier, like our ratings or whatever, but I don't know. Like, I've seen people all say, yes, they can play Thursday, everyone, but it's also waiting on work permits. So it just matters how quickly we're able to get the work permits. I think no one really knows until we find out, like the day before, or until someone who actually works for the club leaks their info to whoever, Paulo Queef or whatever, and they all say, sweet, that's what's up. So
Yeah,
I'm not going to pretend to be like, well, I've looked and I've gone over the jurisdictional bureaucracy behind this that says a 19-year-old traveling from Germany, from the country of Spain, he's going to go arrive in England. He's going to work with work permit. I don't know. I don't know. But it'd be great if they can. I'm playing all of them. Kinky, Tell,
Kinski,
and
Kinsket.
the King of Kink. The King of Kinky, Kinksky? No, what was I calling him? I said he's the King of Kink. No, the King of Kinky, Sir King Kinksky. I don't know.
I just call him Kinsket. It's Kinsket.
You know, sometimes he's a little long on the ball. I'll be honest. I'm like, just kick that motherfucker. And he's like,
sometimes when he falls to the
I thought it
floor
was
to
a
try and
joke
save
at
it,
first.
Yeah, you see the Brentford fans as well. They've been jeering him as well. Like, you know how the Arsenal fans jeered him. I think it's just going to be a thing with whenever we play away.
Because Fraser Forster.
The fans are just going to jeer him at this point. So, yeah, it's something that he's just got to get used to. Unfortunately, I ain't gonna lie.
It's tough.
He's going to get jeered. At bare minimum for the rest of the season by away fans, he's going to get jeered. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Oh yeah, we didn't even do this. We got to do this. They got to hold that. I'll be a little bit more late. We didn't even do this thing. This guy.
Mark Goldbridge.
I mean, you know what? You got to question his mentality. I've instantly flipped it on to Tell. Absolutely incredible. You know, it's madness. How can you reject Spurs, choose Manchester United, then reject? You know,
Ange Postecoglou. How can you? There's no need to ask how, why, when. What is this? Ange.
There's a better chance of winning a trophy here.
Well, I mean, they won 2 in 2 successive years. But I mean, to me, to answer Goldbridge's question,
Ange, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, that's how. Let's see what he says here.
You know what? Is he that thick? Did he see us lose to Palace yesterday and then beat Brentford and go, Spurs is the team for me? I hope he fails. I hope he bloody fails, Pratt. Everything I said about him over the last few days about, you know, taking his time and obviously careful about his future. I hope you fail at Spurs, mate. I hope you're the shittest player ever to play in the Premier League and you're an absolute waste of time. I mean, you know...
I ain't gonna lie, though. The gold bridge has turned brown because there's a lot of rust underneath that salty water, bro. If you can hold that, hold it. Yeah,
bro. He's talking about a 19-year-old saying you're a prat. Isn't that actually an offensive term, or is that just like brat?
No, prat isn't anything.
It's
like,
not
in that kind of way. Nah, stuff like that. But it's like,
can I call the queen a prat, or no? Is that offensive?
It's only because it's the queen that's offensive, not because the word prat is offensive at all. But prat is like another word for, like, I guess brat. You can call a brat or like a loser. That kind of echelon of words is that kind of tier. But it's nothing.
It's offensive. Like playground shit talking. Like, like you're a
Mark
dummy head.
He's got a whole business to run. He isn't gonna be saying any type of crazy slur to get any sponsorships and brand deals taken down. So
I just don't know what the meaning exactly of prat is, but here's Saeed's reaction.
EPL Turf said it. Yeah, prat is like stupid. Not gonna do it. So
stupid, dumb, idiot, crappy butt. You're a big poopy pants. You smell like vomit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I might as well just take off this time, man. What is the point, man? Fucking take off this time, man.
Why was he wearing a tie?
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Jacob, we went over the Tottenham kits for next season. Isn't that the away kit? It's yellow.
It's pretty damn close.
I'm saying
but we don't have any yellow.
He predicted the future before us. I ain't gonna lie.
With the yellow? Well, I'm just wondering, like, did he do like a video conference with Tell's agents?
I ain't gonna lie, he probably did it for
what am I doing, man?
Oh, shit. No, I was gonna say he probably did it just for like a live stream or something, like how I do for my videos.
Oh, that's yeah. I've seen people they dress up in like their deadline day suits. You lucky if I show up not naked.
What for? What am I wearing a tie for, man?
I asked the same question.
Nobody.
Update: They did not sign anyone today, right? I didn't see them sign anybody.
As far as
they're all tripping. They have Hoyland, Garnacho, Xerxes, and one other attacker, I think, and that's it. Diallo.
I guess yeah, but I think they play Diallo more as a wing back. I think
they're cooked.
They play what 3-4-3 or something like that. So I think they play him as a wing back.
Yeah, they're done.
I ain't gonna lie. If he tied that tie any tighter, bro, you know what I'm saying? He might have to just put the end of a tie on a fan, bro, and just call it there, fam.
Chair gang, and I ain't talking about that hotel chair. It's usually what I call Tottenham fans, hotel chair merchants.
Question his mentality. I've instantly flipped it on to Tell. Absolutely incredible. You know, it's madness. How can you reject Spurs, choose Manchester United, then reject? You know what? Is he that thick? Did he see us lose to Palace yesterday and then beat Brentford and go, Spurs is the team? Everything I fail at Spurs, mate. I hope you're the shittest player.
I guess that's the same one. Really good job here. Is this different?
That's right. Spurs offer to buy Tell. He rejects them like a bloody trophy does. Then Man United.
Oh, that's a good one. Real original. Do you think he came up with that himself?
I mean, to be fair, apparently he jumped from Nottingham Forest to Man United. So to be fair, a trophy rejects his actual club as well. So it's not really much of a dig. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I didn't know that.
It's all right, mate.
I did not know
That's
that.
what I've heard from the rumblings. You know what I'm saying? I've heard from the rumblings.
I heard it through the grapevine.
You know what I'm saying?
Man United agree personal terms. Then Bayern Munich say, no, we can't do the deal because we want a loan deal. Now he's flying to Spurs to go on loan. So he rejects Spurs on a permanent deal. He agrees to come to Man United on loan. Bayern say, no, you can't do a loan deal. Man United out of the race. Now he's going to bloody Spurs on loan. Manchester United in 2025 are a bottom half table team being rejected by Spurs. Can you get any bloody lower than that? What?
He can hold that. This fucking bitch. Oh, I love it. Because he's doing, me. And he's the barometer of how shit it is for him is because we did something that they couldn't. I actually like, you know, again, I put in the description of this video when I made this morning, I was like, we don't have a whole bunch to laugh at and be jovial about. But one thing that has not failed this entire season is Manchester United fan reactions to anything. When we beat them, it led to some great clips. I mean, I have a bunch of great clips from when Tottenham beat. They really can't stand the fact that Tottenham beat them. Like, this was Saeed.
Am I a prick? No, I'm not standing for this shit. I ain't standing for this shit, bro.
So he thinks he's like, am I a prick because they lost to Tottenham? Like, what incited that was people singing Glory, Glory, Tottenham Hotspur as they walk by. And he was like, Tottenham fans bantering me. Am I a prick? And then you got other dudes like this. And he does that noise, ay, for about 30 more seconds, but I stopped it short because I am short on time. But, you know, like Tottenham Rangers says, Ange knocks differently. This guy can't comprehend what he just got blasted with because Ange Postecoglou showed up. It's kind of sick. It's kind of sick.
Fair enough, bro.
So that is the note that I do want to leave you all with. Ange Postecoglou spoke with Mathys Tell in length, and he convinced him. He said, "Hello, mate." And Tell was swooned at first.
Yes, he's a constable, Indiana, a constable. I'm not saying what you said because that will get the stream demonetized, but he is a constable. Yes, apparently, according to Tekken, I've heard through the grapevine that he's an ex-cop. I've heard it. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah.
Well, you know, my dad was a sheriff, and I'll still say this: ACAB, all cops are bastards. At the end of the day. Takes a certain kind of man to be a certain type of cop. But there's one thing my dad, at least, you know, he got exiled from Dallas PD because he was exposing them for really racist and prejudiced tendencies from the captain all the way to like his peers. And he spoke out about it. And then he ended up having to flee to Colorado because they were going to kill him. So that's cops. They were going to kill one of their own because he dares speak up against them. It reminds me of, what do you say, Tottenham fans? You don't agree with me, therefore you want to kill me? I got to go to Colorado now? But I'll tell you this right now. If I got to be put up onto the wooden pikes myself for Ange Postecoglou, I'm not going to say I would because I don't like pain like that.
I was going to say, bro, I ain't a man on this earth I love that much. I ain't going to lie.
No. No, there is one. He's not a man yet, but there is one dude in this world. His name's Jacob Jr.
Kids, but I don't go.
I'll do it. Hey, I'll fucking slaughter myself for them. But I would not do it for Ange. But what I would do for Ange is still continue to give him my support. Paul's calling me again, bro. I'm live, bro. But real quick, my thoughts on Mathys Tell. He's world-class, generational, Proverbs, whichever one is the really good one. That's what he is. Ange, ladies and gentlemen, because Ange said, get your ass on down here to N17, buddy boy. We're going to get something done. We're going to win a trophy, and you're going to be a major part of that. And you know what he said? I'm on my way. Ange is the one who knocks. That's right, Mike. Just like in Breaking Bad. I am the darkness. I am the one who knocks at night. What is it? I am the thing that goes bump in the night, or I can't remember I need to rewatch Breaking Bad. I'm almost getting to the point with Walking Dead again where it's starting to get annoying. So I've been wanting to rewatch Breaking Bad again. It'll be my third or fourth time, I think. But look,
you can watch it another time for me, man. Okay, I never watched it, so
you don't like Breaking Bad?
I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't even mention anything Netflix related. Don't even ask me. I'm gonna be real.
Breaking Bad was AMC.
Could be CMA.
But they
wouldn't know.
but they bought it. But in all realness, like if you're into like TV shows, movies, cinema, like cinematography, anything like that, from my perspective, there's Breaking Bad is one of two shows, that I've been exposed to that consistently upholds the same level throughout its entirety from start to finish.
Fast. I hear it.
And one is The Sopranos, and the next one is Breaking Bad. Outside of that, Game of Thrones, the first 5 seasons was like that, but then the next 2, where the producers were writing it fell off, and it was horrible. The worst shit I've ever seen in my life. Like Breaking Bad and The Sopranos are the only 2 shows, in my opinion, that from the beginning to the end is just like sexual paradise, visually, architecturally, cinematically, story-driven wise, character development wise, character arcs, character deaths. I could go on and on for hours about this shit, and one day I will actually do content reviewing stuff like that. But today's not about that. Today's about the deadline and about you all beautiful people and Elijah in the house. Shoshi finishing us off with the sponsorship, and this is a good time to continue to try and wrap the show up. It says ACAB, which stands for All Cops Are Bastards. Chinga tu maga, which typically you say chingo tu madre, chingo mi huevos, chingo whatever the fuck you want them to suck. But you know what? Yeah, Shoshi, we always on the same wavelength. And I can say all these things about cops because my dad was a sheriff. And he made me do community service when I got in trouble. I was sorting bullet casings. Is that something y'all do in the UK for community service? Sort bullet casings?
No, I wouldn't know. I've never been in trouble with the law, so I wouldn't know.
You scared?
I'll be that. I'll be a law-abiding citizen every day of the damn week. You know what I'm saying?
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, if I'm honest. But look, I'm gonna end it there. But do you got anything coming up on your stream?
Well, I'll be live on Thursday. I'm working on a video that isn't necessarily Tottenham related, but it's gonna be pretty funny. I haven't even made it, but I know it's gonna be funny because I'm me, so it will be funny. So yeah, I've got my documentary will come out in a couple weeks now. I've finally got all the clips put together. I just need to consolidate it and create B-roll footage and all that type of lovely stuff, which will probably take a couple of weeks, considering the fact that it is a lot. I didn't even think it would be this much to make this, but it is a lot. So yeah, couple weeks, documentary will be out, and I will be back doing my news segment as well in a few days. So yeah.
And there it is, the link. Whenever I checked last, it looks like there's been about 5 subscribers, which hopefully there's some more of you that haven't yet that are going to. Go subscribe to Elijah right now. Help get him to 1K. He is less than 200 away, and there's less than 200 of you here. If 112 of you watching on United Spurs of America right now went and subscribed, he would need like 50, and then he's at 1K. So do a good thing for a good person. Subscribe to his channel, and then every day he goes live, tell him, I ain't standing for this Archie Gray slander. I ain't standing for this Kulusevski slander anymore, and I'm just, you know, all I'm going to have to...
This is what I say to this. This is what I say to this. Just sipping my tea, man.
Well, if you haven't learned in regards to YouTube, it's like this.
The answer is yes, haha, you're fucked. All right, no, haha, you're fucked. Don't talk over me. Let me finish.
Don't talk over me. Let me finish. Either way, you're fucked. So just say whatever the fuck. It doesn't even matter. And usually if you say something great, then I get a clip. Like, and who doesn't like a nice little clip? Like Brennan Johnson highlights. All right, double click, fat finger that. Anyway, gonna go. But big up everyone over there on Elijah's channel. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully it wasn't too weird with me directing the show, but you know what? I am like a mouthful of Dr. Pepper when you're in mid-sleep, and I'm not even going to play the clip. But you already know what the clip is. Is that some Dr. Pepper? That's what Tell was this morning when I woke up. You know what? This was me when I woke up to the Tell coming back to Tottenham.
That's good. Hey, hold on. What's that? That Dr. Pepper? That's that Dr. Pepper.
That's exactly what I was like this morning. And my wife's like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you eating breakfast? And I said, Mathys Tell said yes. And it's because Ange Postacoglu told him. And she's like, are you okay?
No, did he?
Who the fuck is that? Yeah, actually... Yeah, that's a good point. We'll wrap it up on that. Don't need to tell you about these private conversations with me and my wife. Man, thanks so much for joining. That was a lot of fun. I don't even know how the fuck I'm trying to wrap this up, but that was a lot of fun. Thank you, MHF, for the raid as well. I'm looking to see who else is live right now that I can redirect to, so y'all could get on over there and show some love. But, you know, I've got a strict rule. No James Madisons. It's that simple. If you're not James Madison, I'll redirect. But if you're James Madison, well, buddy.
As I hear it, man. Big up to the chat, man. I appreciate you guys as well being so welcoming. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This last bit's for you. If you haven't liked and subscribed or whatever, you're probably not going to by this point anyway. You're just a fucking hater. But either way, this is still for you. Stay blessed. Stay fresh. Up the lads. Be kind to yourself and be kind to someone else today. Come on, you Spurs. Oh, Ange Postacoglu.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Ange, will you ever stop mewing?
Stop mewing? Never. Alphas don't stop, mate.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes.